Sam and Nancy, it was 25 years ago when you guys held the very first service of Bear Valley, and that's amazing. What was that like?
Oh, it was so exciting. You know, we were scared to death.
Scared to death.
We borrowed a Sunday school department from Northwood for 30 days. We had them for 30 days. We got everybody there. We had done a practice service, which by the time we had set up everything, we were out of time. So we knew we were really glad we
You didn't tell it was a mom and pop show. It was just
and it was, that's right.
two of us.
It was Nancy and I, and that was
children.
it. We did what was effective during that time. Direct mail was relatively new, and it was very effective. And we sent out tens of thousands of invites, and we had 100 people show up. That fall, we had a good group, and we invited some Cowboys players.
Bill Bates.
Yeah, Bill Bates and Jim Jeffcoat. I love Jim Jeffcoat. He was so great.
And we packed the movie theater.
We wanted the visitors to see what the church was like.
Yeah.
And back then, we were the only church that really was using this approach. When we first started using a trailer, moving everything in, as a movie theater, basically I had to do almost everything, which was good because at the end of the service, I could say, who would like to help us tear down a church? And we would usually get one or two brand new visitors to join in and help us, put everything in the trailers. And almost always, those people stuck.
We got a flyer in the mail. That's how we found out about Bear Valley.
That was in September of 1992. At the time, we only had Gregory, our oldest son, and we were looking for some place to raise him in church.
Church family, yeah.
Both of us had never been to church, and we wanted something different for our children. Way, way, way back, when we were still in that movie theater, Sam had arranged for Bill Bates to come out, and actually at the time I didn't even know who they were.
I think the fun memory of the movie theater days was unloading and loading up the trailer that we used to haul stuff in. And doing that with the same people every week. It got to be kind of like my little small group, I guess. You find your little thing to do at the church, and that was in that era. That's what I did anyway. And then we moved to the strip mall over on Davis, and I washed the windows there.
He washed the windows, and I even cleaned toilets. We did everything.
So then when we moved to this property, I took care of the grounds, because that's kind of like my background is taking care of grass and sprinklers and stuff. So I think I mowed the grass out here for the very first time, and it was like 3 feet tall. I was mowing it with my hand mower, and I was just hoping that I wouldn't run over, a dead body or just something like that. Did I just say that? Sam was watching me. He was just laughing. And that was the first time it had ever been mowed ever, I guess.
We were baptized together, and
Bedford Pool.
yep, all our children also have been baptized at Bear Valley.
This has been our home ever since we moved to North Texas. And it's just been a great church home to be part of, and I'm glad we stayed. And I just felt that we raised our children in a church community in Bear Valley, and I think we raised them right, and they had lots of great people mentoring them along the way, lots of good youth pastors.
I had been to Bear Valley when they were still on Davis Boulevard 3 or 4 times, and then we got a card in the mail, and I showed it to Jim, and Bill Bates was speaking that Sunday, so we went.
She said she wanted to find a church. I said, well, find a big church where I can sit in the back and nobody will notice me. And so we go to Bear Valley, which is a little church, and everybody knows your name.
One of my favorite was the luau we had. And that was, probably 15 years ago. I was in charge of food, and I went to a place that smoked meat, and I bought a pig, and they smoked it. Jim went to pick it up, and Bill Travers and Jim had it on a board, and they carried it through the place, and they put sunglasses on it, and it was to Hawaii Five-0, and they just, they went through all the tables and things, and then we, sliced it on the back. And amazing the number of people who are like, no, I'm good. I don't want any of the pig.
I was able to help network with guys in the church to develop several men's ministry opportunities, and was encouraged to do so. When I came to Lee, for instance, with the idea for a men's ministry, he was very encouraging. He said, yeah, let's do that. Let's, go for it. And he gives you the chance to get involved. In fact, as you come to him with an idea, be prepared to be the lead.
Exactly.
But like he always says, every good idea needs a leader. If you don't have a champion for something, it just remains a good idea. You're encouraged at Bear Valley to find your ministry, to understand what your mission is. You're accepted for who you are. It doesn't matter what your background is. Bear Valley is a friendly place, and that's why we say every story matters and everyone is welcome.
I came to Bear Valley, some people might say, well, because I had to, because my husband was the new pastor, but I fell in love with the people right at the beginning because their hearts for God were so on fire and so full of love, full of grace, and it just made me feel at home and like I wanted to be a part of this family.
One of the things I love about Bear Valley is that we are a place where anyone can come and they don't have to have a master's degree in how to be a good churchgoer. I've been to churches all around the United States and all around the world as far as that goes. And I believe that right here at Bear Valley, we have the most grace-filled, loving people and people who love to get the good news of Jesus Christ to the whole world. So let's say happy anniversary, okay?
Okay?
Happy anniversary, Bear Valley.
Happy
Happy
25th anniversary.
Happy 25th anniversary, Bear Valley.
Happy 25th anniversary, Bear Valley.
So happy anniversary to Bear Valley, and on to the next 25 years.
My favorite place on earth is right here.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see what God's got in store for you 25 years more.